Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. So my name is Pinky, the real life Bratz doll, and if you are new here, hey. So as you can see by the title, today I am talking about Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B. By the way guys, I'm literally squeezing my bum because I live in a country where there is load shedding, and it's about to be load shedding in about maybe less than 15 minutes, so I'm literally like under pressure. It's the worst. But anywho, let's get into it. So like most of you guys, I have been watching this Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj beef, and I have been seeing the negativity being spread about Nicki Minaj, like conveniently when Cardi B was on the rise. I saw when, you know, they were at the event, I think Harper's Bazaar or Met Gala, I'm not sure, where Cardi B threw her shoe at Nicki because of her liking a tweet or something about her daughter. I saw her bump, I saw everything. Do you understand? So, in my opinion, both ladies are stars, right? But Nicki Minaj is the queen of rap, okay? No one, even before her, could even match. Do you understand? The ones that are relevant right now don't compare. They can have a seat. The ones before, they also don't compare in terms of her skill, because she can literally go against men as well. Do you understand? But Cardi B is also a star, but her star quality, in my opinion, is not her rapping. It is her, like her personality. Like I remember watching her on Love and Hip Hop and like being so in love with her personality because she's so funny. And I remember like that is what her star quality is, that she's entertaining. Do you understand? I don't think like rap wise she can even compare to Nicki Minaj. In fact, it's not I don't think, I know that Cardi B could never compare to Nicki Minaj. And that is why I call Nicki Minaj Nicki Nobody Could Ever Minaj in my head. And then I call Cardi B Cardi Basic. Because her rap skills are very basic, like, and she has a writer, and it's like, you know, it just no, she seems more like someone who is a plot more than, you know, someone who actually can rap, you know. So my thing is, though, I've noticed a interview with Cardi B, and I don't remember who was interviewing her, but it was probably E! News, and there she was talking about how, you know, people love to see two women go against each other and fight. You know, it seems like women can never be in the same industry because people always put them against each other. And she's even mentioned Remy. It's like, remember when Nicki was beefing with Remy? I was also looking and like commenting and like very interested in that. That's what Cardi B said.
You know, people have, I don't know the whole story, but somehow you and Nicki Minaj got pitted against each other. And then you often talk about sneak dissing, so unpack that for me. Is there something between you and Nicki, or is that just internet made up?
I just feel like it's really internet made up. Like, I really feel like fans and people, they really want to see that happen because it's really entertaining. To see people beef is entertaining. Like, I am going from when Nicki and Remy was beefing, everybody was tuning in like, ooh, what's next? But I don't really have the time for that. Like, it's like, if you ain't my man, or if you're not taking my money from me, you're not stopping my money, then I don't really give a about you. People just want to pin it so much because it's entertainment, but they don't want to handle their own beef.
So it seems like Cardi now has fallen into what these fans have been saying, you know, because she also was like going back and forth with Nicki, and it's like, at first you said you were not beefing with her, you think that the fans did this, but now you're also fighting her. So it's like confusing. In my head, I'm even wondering, like, why would Cardi B do that to herself? Because in her head, I'm sure she knows. Deep down, I'm sure she also knows that Nicki Minaj is queen. She is the standard. Do you understand? And so I don't know why she would like trap herself into that and like fight Nicki. Like, really, girl? Like, why would you fall into that? You also know you could never, like, never ever. So I don't know why you would fall into that trap, girl. Let me look at my notes before I lose track. And did you guys notice like that hate train? As I said, like, I remember like stories. Remember when that story about her brother being a person who molested his girlfriend's daughter, who was like 10 or 12 years old at that time. And it also came out conveniently during the time when Cardi B was on the rise. Do you guys remember that? And I remember Nicki Minaj saying that no, there's this agenda to bring her down because she's been the reigning rap queen for all of these years. And they have been trying, but they have failed. Do you understand? But now it seems like they are successful. And
it's apparent that Atlantic is using Cardi as a pawn to dethrone Nicki, but that would never happen because Nicki has accomplished so much and Nicki is still relevant. So that could never happen.
She even like was responding, going on interviews and standing up for herself, because if you've noticed, Nicki Minaj was not really about these interviews, do you understand? But when she saw that, hey, like, people are coming after my brand, my image, my character, they're slandering my name, do you understand? And she went on like interviews after that. Do you guys remember? And like, now that I'm thinking now and sitting back after these years, I'm like, maybe it was true. Like, what if the brother didn't do that to the daughter? What if they paid the mother off to go with this story so that they could like slander Nicki Minaj and like just not necessarily discredit her, but just make her look like a bad person in every way, because they cannot discredit her because she writes her own music. Do you guys remember like the celebrities who lied? I remember Remy being on the Wendy Williams show, going like, oh yeah, Nicki Minaj was trying to stop her bag, trying to stop her award.
It was the behind the scenes things that you people would never know about, you know, as far as trying to keep me off of red carpets and trying to make sure awards don't go to me, or trying to get people to make bad reports about my album sales.
After Remy dropped Sheether, she added salt to the wound by bringing up several female hip-hop artists on the Summer Jam stage.
How can you stop someone's award? Like, isn't it based on our votes? What do you mean, stopping her red carpets? And it just really did seem like there was an agenda to bring Nicki Minaj down when Cardi B was on the rise. I even remember they came out and they were like calling out all the people Nicki Minaj was beefing with when they was on this, when Remy was on this, I think Hot 97, I'm not sure, but Kim came, Remy Ma came, Cardi B, and all these other people came, and they were like slandering her name, lying about her, even saying apparently Meek Mill was hitting, like they were sleeping together, and then her butt shots popped. And like, I remember that story clearly, and I think I even believed it. But now, a few years later, I'm like, did that really happen? You guys are willing to say anything just to bring this girl down. And I remember like celebrities even like choosing sides. They're like, yeah, every time they're beefing with Nicki, they're just like, yeah, that's why I choose Cardi B side. Remember that? And I'm like, what is happening? And I also remember a lot of people criticizing Nicki, judging her and being like, Nicki, you don't need to respond to this, you don't need to. But Nicki knew what we didn't know. Do you understand? Because she's also like rich, so she knows things that she's experienced a lot of things that we haven't experienced. She knows also, she's in that industry. Do you understand? So she probably knew, as she said, she has connections in these record labels. She knows when people are going to drop the I remember she said that on the Joe Biden podcast. And she knows, do you understand? So she was like defending herself, like, because imagine if this carried on, like people saying her brother did this, people like saying she's mean, but like she doesn't want to work with any female. Low-key, I understand though, because really, really, really no one can compare to her. And she also knows how hard she worked to get there. So she probably sees people, you know, being connected, people being used as pawns to bring agendas and being pushed. And she's like, bruh, I don't want to collaborate with these girls. They don't even compare to me. Do you understand? And I understand why she came out and defended herself, because she needed to remind people, like, sometimes people see your greatness, but like they forget, you know, because of a story that was said or whatever. And then now they believe this thing about you. She had to come out there and stand up for herself and remind people of who she is and what she's done. And I understand, and I really think she did a good thing by that, because like people now are like, yeah, Nicki the queen, like no one could ever. Just like Soulja Boy, I remember like people know that Soulja Boy is amazing and he's great and he's talented, but they really were sleeping on him until he stood up for himself on the Breakfast Club. And then he told them, I'm Big Draco. That melody, Drake stole it from me. That melody, Beyonce took it from me, but she gave credit. Who I started this. I'm the first one to start TikTok. I'm the first one to do you understand, challenges. And then after he did that, people were like, whoa, actually, you know? So Nicki Minaj had to do that as well, because she knew what was up behind the scenes. She knew what was happening. And I'm glad she did that, because now we all see. Do you understand? So Nicki Minaj also mentioned that there's been multiple rappers that were trying to get signed by Atlantic, but when they were signing those girls, they were telling them that they have to go against Nicki and you know, and that's the only way that they would get signed. And then those girls refused, and they were like, nope, I don't want to get signed if I have to go against the queen, honey. And I'm sure they also respected Nicki Minaj and loved her, and they were like, no, you understand. And there's multiple ones. There's probably 2 that I've also seen on the internet that was saying this, that Atlantic was on this, they wanted to bring Nicki Minaj down. You understand? And then here comes Cardi B, who I don't understand why she would fall for that trap. But here she comes, a Latina woman. It's always these Latina ladies or whatever, Puerto Rican. They're not African though, that they used to come against us. You even saw with Mariah Carey. And yeah, like Ashanti's, like she could have just sang her own songs. Why did you guys have to use this lady who's not even... But that's a story for another day. This lady is clearly a plant. Cardi Basic is clearly a plant, like being used to push this agenda, because there's even a video of her saying, yeah, what if the devil came to you and then he offered you 100 million and then he said you must just like forget God. And then she's like, I'd take the... She said something confusing as the answer, but it just shows in that video that she took the oath, which is to push the agenda. She was even talking about, yeah, this drill sound is bringing out demons and it's like, bro, we have been watching these like symbols in these videos, Lil Nas dancing on the devil, like Kendrick Lamar putting you saw that that crown that God had when he was on the cross. It's like, okay, you guys are pushing an agenda. Do you understand? This gay agenda as well. So it's clear that she is used to push something. And she's signed to a 360 deal, so I'm sure they're happy about that, because they can always make money from her. But my point is that she is clearly a plant. Do you understand? And like they really were using... She's signed to that label Atlantic, which was trying to go against Nicki. Do you understand? So now, after all this time, I'm like, okay, Nicki wasn't lying. It's true. They were trying to come against her. She even was on the Joe Biden show saying, you can go into like these boardrooms discussing your look, your whole thing. You can go to any witch doctor, but you can't come against me. She said that on the Joe Biden podcast.
On Eminem about a few months ago.
Those people,
Like,
no, excuse me, those
I
people.
beefed with Hov for years.
Those people came together to try to end
Sorry,
me. And sweetheart, before I get off this Insta, let me say this, it'll never fucking happen. You can go all of there, everything y'all want to, every witch doctor in the motherfucking world, it'll never fucking happen. Praise be to God. I am who I am because I am who I am. You see, I don't have to go in a room
Nicki,
with a bunch of men
don't cut this off.
to create my sound, my image, my anything. I am who I am. Take it or fucking leave it. But I put in the motherfucking work. I put in the work.
Queen.
Good night.
No, don't you hang up now. No.
And I believe Nicki Minaj will not just say that randomly. Like, people overlook a whole lot. Do you understand? So she knows that Cardi B is a plant because she was in a room full of white people and they were planning how her look would be, how everything would be. Do you understand? And she allegedly is using witchcraft to try and go against Nicki. And Cardi B actually, Cardi B admitted to this, and she said that there was this video of her and this stylist was doing her hair, and then she's like, have you ever been infatuated by a guy, like to the point where you're like obsessed with him? And then I don't think if the stylist agreed. I think she says no, and then she's like, yeah, I have, to the point where I put witchcraft on him so that he could like me or something like that.
Be infatuated by them, like I probably do black magic on them. You're fucking crazy. Have you ever did black magic on a guy? No. Fuck them.
So that proves that she does it. And she tried to go against Nicki. But the thing is, Nicki is the queen of rap. She is chosen. Do you understand? She is the female version of Weezy, Lil Wayne, because it's been so many years. But every time Lil Wayne like raps, I'm always like, what the hell? He just said that. Oh my gosh, he's so smart. I'm always amazed by the way he uses his words, Lil Wayne. And so is Nicki. Like, I was listening to Motorsport and I threw my phone. I was like, oh my gosh, this girl. Like, I'm not a fan, but I am a supporter. I see greatness when it is in front of me. And Nicki Minaj is great. And nobody does or says can bring her down because God has already said yes. Therefore, nobody can say no, honey. As she said, she is literally chosen. She was touched by God when she was in her mother's womb. No one, as I said, even the ones before could never, even the ones after her could never. Nicki Minaj would have to birth her own daughter, pass on that knowledge and skill, and that's how someone could like be better than her, you know? I don't think there ever could be another one. So it probably is true. They were coming against her, and it's crazy to think like, you even gonna use witchcraft? Like, really, Cardi B? And not that like people can't have one dream or can't do multiple things, but it's just that Cardi fell for the trap and she came for Nicki. She came against Nicki, and it's like, bro, you could never. You know she inspired you, low-key. Do you understand? So that is why I'm saying she's Cardi basic. And that is why I say she is Cardi basic. And that is why I say she must like just get a reality show, because her star quality is her personality. She's like funny, she's like everything. I love her kids. I'm sure we would like watch her because we want to see her relationship with Offset, her style, and she has a lot of like, I'm sure she'd be viral. Do you understand? But rapping, I think she should like drop it. But then again, it is inspiring to watch her from like Love and Hip Hop and how no one believed in her there, and how like DJs, academics, and when he was on Gwenin, he like literally wanted her to sleep with her, wanted him to sleep with her for him to do anything for her. And I remember her talking to Mariah Lynn about this. So it's inspiring to see that she actually did do what she said she wanted to do, but she is not good just like all these other basic rappers, like Saweetie. I put it in the same category, but she's better than Saweetie because Saweetie's personality is not as amazing. So yeah, that's why I called her Cardi Basics anyways, because I feel like her skill of rapping is very basic, and it's clear that somebody is writing for her. By the way, I'm doing this because I don't have space and like this could just fail me. So yeah, in conclusion, it's Nicki. Nobody could ever Minaj, baby. Don't even try her, honey. She is the queen of rap. I don't even understand why you guys don't have a throne for her to go and sit whenever she feels like it. She is the Beyonce of rap, honey, and nobody could ever. Yeah, so yeah, we have reached the end of my video, thankfully. And yeah, don't forget to like, guys, comment, let me know what you think, and subscribe to see my face again when I upload. Until next time.